Coming up on EagleVision News, find out which airport near Biola will be backed up this holiday season.
And we ride along with a Biola student Uber driver.
Plus, find out which country is being investigated for cheating in the 2012 Olympics. All this and more on EagleVision News. Hello and welcome to EagleVision News. I'm Keri Casey.
And I'm Clarke Finney, our top story tonight. In light of recent Perez attacks, LAX is expected to ramp up security even more this holiday season. With nearly 47 million Americans traveling during Thanksgiving, security measures at airports and other public venues have been tightened. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti joined with airport officials Tuesday to announce the increase and urged travelers about the steps they need to take in order to ensure smooth travels. An estimated 2.1 million passengers are expected to be flying in and out of Los Angeles International Airport this Thanksgiving break, and that breaks last year's all-time record.
California Governor Jerry Brown says refugees fleeing Syria are welcome to resettle in California, but only if they're reliably vetted. According to Brown, he will work closely with President Obama to be sure the refugees will be fully checked out. His announcement stands out from 26 other U.S. governors who are refusing to let Syrians into their states. Their concerns are because a terrorist involved in the Paris attacks posed as a refugee to sneak into France. So far, 218 Syrian refugees have arrived in California this year.
After more than 70 surgeries, an injured firefighter has successfully received the world's first extensive face transplant. Patrick Hardison was working as a volunteer firefighter in Memphis when he was injured at the scene of a house fire. Hardison lost his eyelids, ears, lips, and most of his nose because of the fire, but after a 26-hour-long surgery in August, he now has a completely new face. The University of Maryland Medical Center released a statement stating that their patient is quickly returning to his daily routines. Hardison is undergoing extensive physical therapy and is expected to make it home just in time for Thanksgiving.
The $930 million Expo Light Rail line between downtown and LA's West Side has done little to relieve traffic, according to a study released by USC this week. Political and transportation leaders in LA marketed the pricey train project as a traffic reliever, but that's not what the USC researchers found. The 8.6-mile-long line did boost the number of train riders in an area of consistent LA traffic. However, the ridership increased without actually reducing the number of cars on the road. Despite the study's results, researchers say the train provides better travel options for low-wage earners.
Charlie Sheen made an announcement on the Today Show that he is in fact HIV positive. The Two and a Half Men actor told Matt Lauer that he was diagnosed 4 years ago, but is unsure of how he contracted the virus. Sheen decided to make the announcement in order to put an end to extortion efforts. He revealed that he paid millions to buy people's silence over the years. And looking ahead, Sheen says he plans to keep working and already has future roles lined up.
Occidental College students are protesting the administration's handling of diversity issues and demanding more minority faculty and a Black Studies major. At the campus in Eagle Rock, California, protesters have occupied an administrative building since Monday. They say the school's officials have until today to meet their list of 14 demands. The students will call for Oxy College President Jonathan Veach's resignation if their demands are not met. Their complaints stem from the campus's lack of diversity and apparent mishandling of racism among the student body. This protest is one of many across U.S. colleges after protests broke out on Missouri University's campus last week. And Kara Ramey is here with us for a continued look into what's happening at Missouri University and around the world. Kara, what's the latest?
Well, let me tell you. In Missouri, a second student was arrested for posting violent threats on social media. Northwest State University freshman Connor Stottlemyre was arrested November 11th for posting racially charged threats on the social media website Yik Yak the same day as 19-year-old Hunter Park. Park posted, "I'm going to stand my ground and shoot every black person I see." Police officials don't know if Stottlemyre and Park's actions are related or if they were surged by the racial tensions at the U of M Columbia campus. On Wednesday, the large campus was practically empty. Evidence has now proven that Russia cheated in the 2012 Olympics. On November 9th, the World Anti-Doping Agency confirmed Russia's use of performance-enhancing drugs and blood doping among many athletes in the 2012 Olympics. The doping was covered up by the Russian government and by Russian secret agents, but the Russian government is disputing the claims. The World Anti-Doping Agency has opened an international investigation and is demanding the Russians be stripped of all their medals. A military operation by the Kurds pushed to take back the city Sinjar from ISIS. On Thursday, thousands of Kurds exchanged heavy gunfire with ISIS on the ground, while other military forces, such as the U.S., helped back them up by air. The military operation is supposed to continue for 3 to 4 more days. The battle for Sinjar in Iraq is highly important considering it is a major route for fighters, fuel, and supplies between ISIS and Iraq's second largest city, Mosul. Kurdish officials say they have already captured a 22-mile stretch on a strategic highway and are determined to recapture the city.
Thanks so much for that update, Karen. We'll definitely have to keep our eyes out for the for updates on ISIS.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. And it looks like Starbucks isn't the only one having trouble with their cups this season. Reporter Angeline Wong takes us to Biola's Caf, where there's been mysterious mug disappearances.
Coffee mugs have supposedly disappeared, and now disposable cups take their place. This semester, the CAF invested in unbreakable mugs, but as the year progressed, they noticed fewer and fewer mugs in their inventory and believe students are the ones to blame.
They take it thinking they're going to bring it back. I mean, every day I walk around campus, I'll usually find 1 or 2 items of a plate, cup, or coffee mug on the campus, because someone took it out of the cafe and left it, and that would be left down in the Eagles Nest area, the seating areas already on campus.
The remaining mugs in the CAF appear to be stained, leading students to gravitate towards disposable cups instead.
Some students are using disposable cups instead of plastic mugs. I mean, look at the bottom of this.
Additionally, some students prefer the disposable cups out of conveniency.
I think that the cups are way more convenient than the mugs that we used to have. I don't get why people are so outraged by it.
The CAF is looking into less attractive mug alternatives in hopes to keep stealers at bay. For now, this is Angeline Wong reporting for EagleVision News.
And our very own Candace Guereque joins us in the studio for an arts and entertainment update. Candace, Disneyland is like a second home to Biola students.
Oh, yeah.
What are they doing to prepare for the huge Star Wars premiere?
Yeah, Clark. The Force takes over Disneyland this week, kicking off Tomorrowland's newest Star Wars attractions. On Monday, Disneyland officially opened the Season of the Force to the public. The launch helped to prepare for the 2016 grand opening of Star Wars Land. The renovation renamed rides like Space Mountain to Hyperspace Mountain, adding Star Wars effects. The food in Tomorrowland also has been replaced with Darth Vader chocolate desserts, BB-8 and Chewbacca beverage cups, and carbonate Han Solo meal boxes. Restaurants in the park also featured food specific to each planet. The ride Star Tours will now feature 2 scenes instead of 3, replacing C-3PO with Finn from The Force Awakens as the new galactic guide. The famous filmmaker and archivist Rick Prelinger released his newest film this week, Lost Landscapes of Los Angeles. The film stands as a collective for historic images of the downtown area during the 1920s to the 1960s. It includes home movies, studio outtakes, and long-gone scenes of the city that cannot be found today. Prelinger says the initiative for the film is to get people thinking about the future and what kind of city they want to live in by remarking on the past. The film sold out the Red Cat Theater in downtown Los Angeles on Monday at its premiere screening. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend that'll freshen up your Instagram feed, check out the Los Angeles Wall Crawl. Bright and patterned murals continue to hit the Instagram popular page. The site Studio DIY has mapped a wall crawl through the best murals of Los Angeles. Kelly Mindel, the founder and editor of StudioDIY.com, released a detailed map and explanation of each mural and the type that you can find. It features the Mondrian mural of La Cienega Boulevard, the colorful polka-dotted wall on Mateo Street in downtown, and a love wall in Studio City. Being the first of its kind, the wall crawl serves Los Angeles, highlighting some of the newest studio street art.
That sounds really fun, Candace. I love the idea of freshening up my Insta while also appreciating local art. Great idea. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
By now, all of us probably have ridden in an Uber to get around. Reporter Jocelyn Curtin takes EagleVision for a ride with Ben Sosa, Biola student by day, Uber driver by night.
There's been a rise in popularity and publicity with the app called Uber. Due to the recent Uber attacks that have been posted on the internet, EagleVision decided to ask an Uber driver what the job entails.
A typical night looks, in LA for example, will be driving up and down Hollywood Boulevard, or driving around the LA nightlife scene, and picking up random passengers who are like having a really good time. For me, it's a little bit of it was intimidating because I drive the same areas where those people have been attacked. Mostly for me, it made me more aware of like, yeah, like this is a real job. This isn't me just having fun on the weekend. And it made me think about my security and the ways that I could protect myself.
Lots of people use Uber. However, there are many logistics and safety tips every Uber passenger should know before getting in the car.
As for safety tips, I would say it's always good to travel with other people. Uber has a background check system that they use in order to assert their drivers. So they go through background checks where they check your driving history, your criminal history, and your job history. And those are some factors that they use in order to hire you.
After hearing the life of an Uber driver, we decided to talk to some Biola students and see how they would feel about taking an Uber.
Yeah, I love Uber. I've used it all over California because I've traveled a lot. I've used it in big cities like San Francisco, and they're very, very accommodating. They always call you to make sure you're the right person that they're picking up.
Yeah, I would say it was a pretty good experience. It got me from point A to point B really nicely, and it was like only a 2-minute wait. I really liked how you could read the driver's bio before you took it, so you could actually choose who your driver was.
Uber can be a very useful resource. Just make sure to stick to Ben's tips if you plan on taking one anytime soon. This is Jocelyn Curtin for EagleVision News.
The increase of beards on campus isn't just because of the cooler weather, it's also because of the infamous No Shave November. Reporter Jared Hardy has the story.
Every year in the month of November, people around the country don't shave in a movement known as No Shave November in an effort to promote awareness for men's health issues.
No Shave November's origin can be traced furthest back to ancient Greece, from the philosopher Plato, who believed young men would not be respected until they had facial hair. 30 consecutive days were then dedicated for them to grow out their beards and gain respect. From this, the No Shave Month has gone through many iterations and supported many causes until becoming the No Shave November that we know today. Guys and gals alike shared their thoughts on No Shave November.
Why did you choose to do No Shave November?
I think it's just a really cool concept of just trying to raise awareness for cancer, primarily prostate cancer. I just think it's a great thing to do.
A well-groomed beard. Not bad.
Well, to be fair, I do kind of grow a beard all year round. I do like it, though. It gives all the guys who don't grow a beard, the guys who are a little bit more timid about their facial hair, it gives them a chance to sort of participate in that and just see kind of what'll happen if they just let it go for a month.
I think it's really cool. I like how we can kind of go back to like our original hairy selves that was God created us for like a month. I'm doing No Shave November, so I like that it's bringing awareness to prostate cancer. You get a lot of awareness for like breast cancer, and cancers like that have a lot of attention, but this one doesn't, so that's cool.
I don't know, I hate cancer, and so raising awareness is a great way to do it.
This has been Jared Hardy with EagleVision News.
So, Clarke, I'm sure in the wake of the Perez attacks last Friday, Facebook introduced an overlay of the tricolor for profile pictures, but some people haven't been adopting the tricolor because they feel like it gives more attention to France. What do you think about it?
Well, I personally support the people of France and what they had to deal with. And I think a lot of people don't realize our allegiance to them. Like, we got our Statue of Liberty from them. So there's an obvious connection there. And there's definitely like a brotherhood and a bond that we have. So, of course, it's cool to see that people were so quick with social media and digital art to be able to do that in light of what happened. So.
Yeah, it is really cool. I personally hesitate in changing my profile picture just because I know that every time I open my Facebook, I don't want to immediately only think of France. I also want to think about Kenya and their bombing a couple months ago, and Beirut that had a bombing the same exact day.
Right.
So for me personally, I don't want to give it too much attention, but I totally understand people who have personal connections to France, and I think that the unity that has come out of this tragic event has been really nice to see. So
yeah, and I mean, another perspective is that the tragedy happens every day, unfortunately, all over the world. And if we were to pay attention to every single thing, we'd be changing our profile pictures like every hour.
Which is a really sad
And it's overwhelming. But, I mean, as you said, it was incredible to see that outpouring of support in such a unique way that went viral. So it definitely touched the hearts of thousands of people across the nation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we can't believe that Thanksgiving is next week already. James, give us some tips on whether we'll need our rain gear yet.
Well, here I am standing in front of the lovely but pretty snowy Mammoth, where, thanks to the most recent hurricane, the weather conditions mean that its snowpack grew 3 sizes that day, or at least 3 times larger than it's ever been in the past. Let's take a look at the currents. It's pretty chilly this morning. About 50 degrees. That's actually what I got the cider for, as well as dressing in this lovely coat. And the sunrise this morning, that's how I knew it was chilly, came at 6:27 a.m., not p.m. according to that thing. And I'm not really a morning person, so I went out and got myself some cider, curled up with some Netflix, a blanket. Perfect morning. Things heated up just a little bit in the afternoon with 69 degrees. Perfect 69, that chilled off as we came into the evening and went around to 51. The sunset finally came at 4:48 p.m. And with that, let's take a look at the Nationals. We have a 77 in Los Angeles, lovely weather, a 66 in San Francisco, a 44 in Boise, a 55 in Minneapolis, and yeah, that's a 69 in Dallas, breaking up all those lovely repeating numbers. Kind of bugs the OCD side of me. But with hot weather, 84s and 84s in Orlando and Miami, I think we're all right. Let's move on to the 7-day. We've got another 77 on Wednesday. Lovely weather. Go out and do something. Buy some hot cider. An 83 on Thursday, 85 on Friday, slowly heating up through the week. And once we move into Saturday with an 81 degrees, Keri, my Saturday is actually free. And while I can't promise anything, I will probably buy you hot cider. My Sunday starts cooling off with 75. Monday of 73, and Tuesday of 77. Buy cider all days of the week. What can I say, folks? Back to you, Clarke and Keri.
Well, thank you for that forecast, James. Unfortunately, my Saturday will be spent Netflix and chilling with my Congress homework, but thanks so much for the offer. That's actually all we have for you this week, but tune in next week to find out what Biolans are thankful for.
And we'll tell you about how Biola is raising awareness of sexual assault on college campuses.
Keep up with us during the week on social media, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BiolaEV.
We'll see you next time.